What's up everyone, the 5 Dude back on your screen. Now in this video we'll be taking a look at when men stop simping for women, part 290.
Alright ladies, if you're a stay-at-home mom and your backup plan in case of divorce is your ex-husband is going to pay alimony and child support, listen up. When I filed for divorce for my ex-husband, he was making over $200,000 a year. I kicked him out in October of 2018. He paid me nothing.
There is no way this woman is serious, right? She's the one who filed for a divorce and decided to kick him out, and yet she is expecting him to pay for everything. Obviously, he doesn't want to give you anything since you have literally betrayed him.
The day after Jake's wages got garnished for that $3,600, he began telling people inside of the company, there's about 300 employees, that he was going to get fired. If you quit your job, that's different than if you get fired. So 2 days after the only time that Jake's wages were ever garnished, he went into work that day, got into a huge fight with the main owner of our family business, who's a family member, right in front of all of the employees, told him to off, called him a I have this in affidavits, got all crazy. He was like pushing chairs around and stuff. So that family member had to fire him. He didn't have a job. And when we were in court last week, he submitted papers saying that he earns between $1,400 and $1,700 a month. As a grown man with no disabilities, with a career history of 6 figures. I have full custody of the kids. And when the commissioner last week in court asked him how he gets paid and why he doesn't have pay stubs, he said, most of my customers just pay me cash or Zelle. He had his mom, who has Alzheimer's, move in with him for a year to avoid working at all. And the month that the judge said that he didn't have to work that year because of his mom, he put her in a nursing home in Texas.
I'm divorced. I thought I'd be happier, except the judge set the child support amount at $326 a month.
She's basically saying she cannot be happy without his money. That honestly doesn't make any sense to me. You divorced him for a reason, not for his money, right?
$326 a month for 2 kids for child support is what he has to pay me. $326 a month. Because he's not working. Because he chooses not to. I was able to cross-examine him, which was fun. And I asked him how many hours a week he spends working. Or trying to sell houses, because technically he still has a real estate license. So technically he's still a realtor. He said 15 hours a week, approximately, is how many hours he works per week. Grown man. Grown, able-bodied man with transportation and no childcare to worry about says he works 15 hours a week, which I think is kind of a high estimate. I'd put it more at like 0 hours per week. So $326 a month for 2 kids. Fun, right? And this is after I was super gracious and let him keep his parenting time. The guardian ad litem recommended 0 parenting time.
Moving on, we have a wife who broke down after finding out her husband is not actually the father of her kid. Even though she does really seem to be bothered about it, at the end of the day she still cheated on him, and that's something you can never ever fix.
You are not his father. Jill, calm down, baby. It's okay. We're all here. We're all here. I'm here.
There is a reason why it's women and children first in law, and that's because their life matters. And if you talk about 100 women dying, people give a shit. If you talk about 100 men dying, it's happening right now in Ukraine. Nobody gives.
You can just tell that these two actually had a really good relationship until this happened and his whole life came crushing down on him.
Do you hope the child is yours?
Yes. We've been taking care of this child since the day he came out, Jim.
I love him.
I just want my son to be sure that this is his child.
Quanil Mylan, it has been determined by this court, Mr. Jones, you are not the father.
I didn't know. Yeah, I'm like,
You okay, Mr. Jones?
I'm ready to go.
I'm sorry.
That man is definitely not okay. I honestly had goosebumps watching this clip since it literally just touches my heart.
Amy? Now all of this financial burden with my children is on me? Like he doesn't have to pay nothing of it? Nothing?
Why'd you get divorced?
He's not confident enough for me.
He wasn't confident enough for you? What the f does that mean? That would be like the harshest thing any woman would ever say to me. Like, I gotta break up with you, you're not confident enough. Like, I'm on my period now. Oh my God. If I asked my wife, do you think I'm confident? She'd laugh. That's what she'd do. She'd be like, no, that's why I love you, for your brokenness. I could never be with you. I need to have my self-deprecating little strokes. You need to fuck The Rock or something like that. That's wild. How do you meet confident men? Farmers only? How do you meet a man? You probably go to the January 6th riots, try to meet a real confident. Who's your ideal man? If you could be with any man in the world, who'd it be?
I haven't found him yet.
You haven't found him yet? Damn, you're so confident. You need a man on Pluto or something.
This guy is actually making jokes about it, but he is spitting facts. Her standards are way too high and she will probably not find a man on this earth.
For 10 years, I got married young. I was 21, barely, like 3 days, 21. Already had a baby. He was 8 weeks old at our wedding. And I remember feeling like my marriage was temporary from the beginning. Like that I wasn't gonna make it. And I didn't know what that feeling was. I just thought it was.
So let me get this straight. She was married for 10 years, strung this man along for 10 years, had children with this man, and knew from the beginning that she didn't want to marry him. Marriage is forever, and it's not temporary, and age is not an excuse in my opinion. But there's more to the story, so continue.
Fighting for me, I was pushing him away. But I never truly accepted happiness. I left the good guy. He looks at and is like, that's a dad. That's a husband. That's how it's supposed to be. He did the dishes. He cleaned the house. He took the kids to school. He worked all day. He made good money. He supported us. I mean, yeah, we had our problems, but he was the good guy. So I'm here to tell you, it's okay to leave the good guy.
What is wrong with women nowadays? She literally had a perfect husband, yet something was still missing for some reason. Now she is a single mom who has to figure out life herself.
If he gave you a guilt-free pass to sleep with anybody in the world, would you use it?
Yeah.
On who?
Zac Efron, Josh Bowman, some celebrity, hot celebrity. You turn that down? Mm-mm. Couldn't do it.
All right, what if it was all the way around? I know what I'm worth. One night with one celebrity doesn't change who I am. So you wouldn't use it?
Even if I gave it to you?
No. Because it sounds like a trap. If your significant other is willing to give you one night.
You can see it in this man's face, the level of disappointment that he has in his lady's answer. But even through that silent hurt, he gives an authentic answer instead of one that he thinks will also hurt her. So it is clear that this is a good man and he 100% deserves better.
Alright, this was it for today's video, guys. If you enjoyed today's video, then make sure you smash that like button. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Until then, I'm out. Peace.